What's happening, guys? Welcome back. This is going to be another segment, podcast format. Just going to rant on some relevant topics in MMA news, raw and honest opinions as usual. So we're going to talk about Belal Muhammad crapping on Amanda Nunes, Dan Hooker calling out Tony Ferguson, and Dana White liking the idea of Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko 3. All right, so let's start with Belal Muhammad ripping on Amanda Nunes for saying that she could have finished Juliana Pena in the fight, and she chose to drag it out to go 5 rounds. So let me read a quote by Belal right here. Belal says, "There's moments in the fight where Juliana could have won that fight. Amanda, I felt like, is getting too cocky. She's getting too arrogant, saying I could have finished her in the first round if I wanted to, but I wanted to go 5 rounds so I could show her who's better, blah, blah, blah. Get out of here with that. You couldn't finish her." Belal continues and says, "I think Amanda started taking her down in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round because she didn't want to get caught again on the feet. She knows that Juliana punches hard. Her eye was very swollen. She was on crutches leaving. So she was definitely in a fight. It wasn't a dominating fight like a lot of people are making it out to be." All right. So here are my thoughts on that. I agree and I disagree with Belal Muhammad. Yes, it was a dominating fight. Amanda Nunes pretty much battered Juliana Pena the whole fight. But I do agree with him that I just think she took the path of least resistance because she was getting tired. I don't think because she so much feared Juliana Pena's striking prowess, how hard she hits, or getting caught. I thought it was intelligent, but at the same time, it was risky because Juliana Pena off her back, she was threatening with arm bars, triangle chokes. There was like a couple of instances where Nunes was in danger. But, she used perfect defense. She's very good at grappling. She's a BJJ black belt. Did the right things, got out of danger, stayed safe, and beat Juliana Pena up on the ground as well, just elbowing her face in. Do I feel like Nunes is getting cocky? Not really. I mean, I don't take it that way. I just feel like Nunes is confident. She believes in her abilities. I mean, she is arguably the female GOAT of MMA. First dual champ 2 times. So in many respects, she's accomplished a lot more than Belal Muhammad, and definitely more dominant in her realm of mixed martial arts. So he can't possibly understand how she feels or like the mentality, like what it takes to reach the pinnacles of mixed martial arts like Amanda. In some ways, you gotta be cocky. You have to have a big ego. You have to believe yourself in almost like a delusional manner. But again, I don't think she's cocky. I think Amanda's cool. I think she's pretty damn humble. I just think she's super confident and she's speaking her truth. But I will say this. I don't necessarily think she could have easily finished Juliana Pena. I think she played it a little bit safe because she didn't want to blow her wad. She didn't want to completely gas out in the instance that she couldn't finish her, and just kind of steps on the gas, goes for broke. And as tough as Juliana is, maybe she would survive that onslaught and Amanda would be like that much more diminished in the fight. So as these youngsters say, cap. Amanda might be capping a little bit, but like I said, Belal for some reason is overly upset at Amanda, in my opinion. I don't really know why he's coming at her like that. What's the saying? If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I just think Belal Muhammad is just trying to get into the headlines, taking a little dig at Amanda Nunes. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Dan Hooker calling out Tony Ferguson. I like it. It's a good fight, especially where both of these guys are at in their careers. I think that fight is winnable for Tony Ferguson, 100%. I think the fight is winnable for Dan Hooker, although I think I will lean towards Tony. I think Tony might be a bad matchup for Dan Hooker. Tony still got something in the tank, man. He still got something. That Michael Chandler fight, he almost stopped Chandler. I mean, he was stunning him pretty bad. maybe I shouldn't say stop. I'm going to say there was opportunities. Like anything could happen in the sport. And when you're getting cracked like that, one shot could do it. And he definitely was hurting Michael Chandler. I mean, he was beating him up. But of course, Chandler comes back with the football punt kick, knocking Tony out. One of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen in the sport. But again, many people, including me, felt like Tony is missing a big step. After that Gaethje fight, I feel like Ferguson wasn't the same. But that Michael Chandler fight surprised me. Tony's reflexes were there. He looked quick. He looked powerful. He looked reinvigorated. And it's like I see Tony coming back even more pissed off. Something more to prove. But the problem is he got knocked out really bad. So how's that going to affect him now? But regardless, I like the fight. I think it's a fair fight. I think they're very evenly matched right now. We get to see if Tony could get past, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but Gatekeeper and Dan Hooker. And can Dan Hooker get past a guy that was one of the elites not too long ago? It'll say something for Dan Hooker. I like the fight. Book it. All right. Dana White seems to like the idea of Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko 3. Doesn't really do a lot for me, to be honest. I mean, these two gals have had 2 fights in the past. I'm looking at their fights right now. One was in 2016. Amanda Nunes wins via decision. The other fight was in 2017. Again, Amanda Nunes via decision. Now, a lot of mixed martial arts fans believe that Valentina Shevchenko definitely won one of those fights. Some people believe she won both of those fights. I have to rewatch them, but it's a testament to how badass Valentina Shevchenko is, because she's moving up. You know, she's a flyweight moving up to bantamweight, fighting the bigger gal. And Amanda Nunes starches most females, not Shevchenko, even being smaller. That's how badass Valentina Shevchenko is. Skill for skill, I mean, I think Shevchenko's the more skillful fighter overall, but Nunes is just naturally bigger, so it's going to give her that much of a small edge. If they were the same size, I don't know, I might have to go with Shevchenko. But is a third fight warranted? I mean, I know that the other fights were decisions that were close. A lot of people believe Shevchenko won. Like I said, one of those or both. I don't know if it's something that the fans really want to see. Maybe if they book it, I'll get excited for it. I'll change my tune. But as it stands now, I'm like, eh. But if not Shevchenko, who's Nunes going to fight? I mean, you could do a Juliana Pena 3 fight, but I feel like this second fight was dominant enough that a third fight's not really warranted right now. But once again, it's the issue of who do you give Nunes? If that's the best they could come up with, a fight that's going to get some attention, 2 champs going at it, all right, I guess book it. Maybe I'll do a breakdown video if they book this fight. We'll see, we'll see. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the podcast, first time stopping by, hit that subscribe or follow button. Like and share the content. Appreciate that. And I'll catch you all on the next segment. Until then, everyone take care. Later, guys.